Hello and welcome to a little bit of afternoon map making with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB. You're very welcome. Right, so I have finished work. I have sat down for the evening. I have got a lot of video editing to do this evening, but before I do any of that, I want to chill out with the map editor. Now, I have done a little bit of work off camera for anybody who's been following. Oh, excuse me. And I've restarted the map editor, remembering to switch on Sunset Harbour. So a little bit of underwater sand detailing there, which transcribes into a fishing map, which currently looks like this. I'm quite happy with that, you know. I'm quite happy with that. We've got, okay, there's no tuna yet, but there will be. But yeah, we've got just a nice mix, broad banks of colour there. We do have some tuna if you go up to where the waterfalls are, but obviously that's not where tuna really lives, so we can forgive. And also a tiny little patch of tuna going on there. But yeah, other than that, we're going to use a few spawns along here just to have, yeah, just a few small areas where tuna like to, I don't know, come and eat. What do tuna eat? Dolphins? I don't know. Hi Hunter, good to have you along. So anyway, the fishing map as it stands is good. I'm happy with this. We just need later on to sort out the underwater stuff. Have you flirted with any old ladies today? I'm assuming that says old ladies. Hang on. Yes. Oh, I flirt with old ladies every day. They love it. Come on. They absolutely love it. I had one come in a floral summer dress called a Blossom, and she was like, ooh. Calm down, it's fine. Anyway, right, so today, what have I done? In terms of what have I done since yesterday off camera. Right, this lake was bothering me. It's a late addition, but it was bothering me by the shape, the size, because I don't want it to be too big. I want this to still be a buildable area. You see here it is within the 25 tiles, so as it already has lost the mountain area, and we've got the highway cutting through it, losing the lake was a bit of a loss as well. But I think the overall map shape needs it. Looking at that, I think the design, plus it's a little bit triangular, so we're getting again the mirroring of the triangle. We've also got the long eroded section here, which kind of matches this as well. Also fits within the tiles, so again, everything's nicely framed there too. And how I'm justifying this is the old route of the river, I'm feeling, that winds down here and maybe came out this way originally until we civil engineers dug out a great big canal for our ships to go into. So I have added a little bit of terrain editing here, and when we come and do the foliage, we will detail this to make it stand, because obviously that isn't really visible. So we'll detail it to make it stand out just a little bit. Also over here, I've done the same over this side, made it look like it came through this way. We've got a little bit of a drainage bridge here, nothing too spectacular, and then that heads out and would have originally been a stream coming out this way. That is my justification for that one. I think that works quite well. And these little river, this area here, they were kind of placeholder, these lakes. I have been tweaking with them a little bit. This one's been thinned down a little bit. This one's been thinned a little bit. This one has been thinned and sharpened. I am going to continue tweaking these. What I toyed with, though, was doing, and I probably can tell by the shape of the curve there, it's not quite as smooth as it was. I was looking at doing a fake dam. You know, not a real dam, just a dam that makes it look like we've bolded this up. I'm having tinkered about with it. I'm quite happy just to leave it. Once we get these into the shape that I'm happy with, I'm quite happy to leave this as it appears right there. Just I need the lines looking cleaner and have it more believable. Like the shape isn't quite right. Not quite. It's close, but it's not quite there. So there's a little bit of work there to do, but I have been trimming that up. I haven't had a look to see if prop snapping is working at the moment. Let's come and have a little look at the castle. No, my props have snapped back down to ground level. Very odd. But I'm not worrying about it right now because was thinking on this castle though, before we do anything else, I reckon I want to do a bit more work to this castle, because the castle started off as just this basic shape. These have been added as an extension because there was no balance. Thank you, Mr. Motorbike. There was no balance. It was just an extension out with a garden, and it didn't feel right here. But for me, it also doesn't feel right here. And what I'm thinking is the problem here is invaders. What we need are some watchtowers. Now, I have toyed with, let me grab ourselves a tower. Get rid of that. Yeah, you're perfect. I did toy with just doing something like this, right? And maybe one up in that corner as well. But I don't really think that actually adds any balance. Let me just pop this down here. Boom, done. It's out of the way now. I don't think that really adds anything at all to the castle. So what I'm thinking is, that's not where these watchtowers would be. They would be a little bit closer to the edge. So I'm thinking this guy would be, I don't know, out this way somewhere. I'm thinking this guy, I'm thinking he wouldn't even be that. I reckon one of them's got to be a bit rubble, wasn't it? So let's go with the other castle. This dilapidated one. We've got some interesting rock texture going on here, which is lost because of the base plates. Dang it. Dang it. If I move that back, maybe. There. How about something like that? And then we can use the piles of rubble. This stuff along here. I don't know, maybe something like that. Maybe something like that. I don't. Doesn't work well against that texture, does it? The thing is, as good as this texture is, the resolution on this is much sharper. It looks weird and it's not going to work. Seems to work okay against the grass though, probably because it's a lot plainer. So let's move you backwards a little bit. Come on, I have got the ability to do this, I'm pretty sure. Right, so now we have that. Now I want to connect them in with the castle area without it actually being part of the main complex. So I'm reckoning we need the walls. Let me grab ourselves. Ooh, ooh. What did you just do there? Did you see that? That's not allowed. That is not allowed. Ooh, blimey. Okay, we're not having that. Right, so anyway. I reckon if we... Come on, I'm supposed to be back into move it now. If we connect you in there... trying to think of what shape is plausible here. I mean, potentially... Okay, I've got an idea. Let's lose that one. Having had one idea, I'm going to have another idea. I'm allowed to have more than one idea a day, you know. There is no law against it. Right, so... I reckon 2 of these, 1 there, I think we'll join that one at a sharp angle rather than having those curves that the come on, there we go, that you get otherwise. That's interesting enough. Them. Do something with this. Like so. We will grab that. Oh, for pity's sakes. Have I got it? I haven't got it. Right, I'm going to pick one of these. There we go. That'll just be easier. Okay. Let us then connect this to that. Not quite. Move you back. Hi, Diego. Good to have you along. We're doing a little bit more castle work at the moment, and I need to change that because look at it. It looks like it's looking at us. The 2 little eyeballs. That's fixed. Right. So that looks okay. I'm thinking just that there. Doesn't all have to be conclusively connected. It just needs to be believably connected. Right, we've got one there. We've got one over here. So that's better than that. We will put a little curve in this one. Excuse me. I would like that, please. Bring that off this way, like so. Now we will move you. to there. Right, so this is just like outbuildings, passageways, that kind of stuff. Which means that if we pick this up, sirens for the BonBonB Bingo players. Link is in the description. Actually, it's not, is it? That's a fire engine that time. Who had money on fire engine? Was it you? Look, I'm trying at the moment. Shut this down. Grab this. Whoop that over there. Pop down a couple of bits like so. Grab ourselves some rubble. Throw that over here like so. Do you know what? Almost. I'm just going to do something here. Just, yeah, one last little thing. I think we're good. How about from... I'm going to place this manually. I'm going to place it manually using the magic of move it. Right? 1, 2. And of course the rubble. Gotta have the rubble. Don't look right without the rubble, does it? Oh, come on. Excuse me. What's... I've got the node there, haven't I? Thank you, Mr. Motorbike. Right. Ooh, hang on. Gonna use this texture here to our advantage. Because that looks like... There we are. Look at that. Look at that interplaying with this. Ha ha! Lovely. Right. I think that castle looks a lot more interesting. A lot more interesting. I think I'm good with this. We're going to get this, get some foliage in here. This is going to be overgrown. Less so in the castle, but this area over here will be kind of forgotten about. How's the position of our door? Position of the door's all right, I think. I'll just twiggle it a little bit. And the terrain here is being a little bit naughty. Oops. I'm gonna have to bring it up. Got to bring it up. Got to bring it up. There we are. Right, so another Mr. Motorbike. Now, I actually saw him on the CCTV there. The first part of that journey was actually on the pavement. So he is officially a DICK. You know the one, don't you? I'm going to catch up with the chat in a moment. Just going to wiggle that way round, which hasn't really affected the train so much that I don't mind. So, I think that castle now has a bit more balance. It has a centre, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. Just like a good story, right? I think, short of the foliage, and we will be doing trees very soon now in the grand scheme. You realise I've been doing this for about 50 hours. It's over 50, about 53 hours of stream, and allowing for the time that I spend reading the chat and reacting and the moments before I actually start streaming. I reckon we're about 50 hours, which is pretty cool. Right, so this has got to be reworked. Is there anything else I need to do? Don't think there is. I'm going to do some etching in the mountains to give it a bit more texture. But, right, I think this is the last job, apart from the water spawns. Should we do the water spawns first? We'll do the water spawns first. No, because that's going to affect and cause flooding. Let's do this first. I want to get these working within... There we are. Oh, it's a screaming child. Yes, yes, yes. Have a pad. Oh, he's throwing a right paddy. A right paddy. You may hear screaming in a moment. Shh, let's listen. No, not really. You can't hear him now. But he was really going some a second ago. Right. Hello. Ooh, what we got? Okay. Okay, chat. I was also doing some city details in CS1, but got to get back to work. I know that feeling. Can still enjoy content, fortunately. Great. Sirens don't miss the stream. That's how good it is. Good day, Snoopy. Yes, vroom indeed. Right. So, looking at... So, I was doing some work here earlier, and I didn't like it. So, we have got some etching in here that needs to be worked out. Let's do that. Strength up. Right, so that's probably a smoother edge. It's not great, is it? But it's probably smoother. There we go. And there we go. Right, so that's probably a bit better. Are we? We're not paused. We are paused now. More sirens coming. Everybody got their bingo card out? Oh, that's a police car going the other way. The out of town way, which means he's going somewhere important. Okay. Probably back to the station to get a cup of tea. Right. Anyways, let's... I feel these are too chubby. That's better. This one's not bad. Why it doesn't really fit the story of this river. I want it here as a barrier to wanting to build out from that edge tile, the 25 tile edge tile. That's not bad there either. Lovely. This looks like a sausage. Looks just like a sausage. It's no good. No good. Everybody likes sausage? Do you like a nice sausage? Looks more like a banana now, doesn't it? Right. Anybody like a banana? Okay. It's just this one now looks a bit weird. Oh. If we open this up and you know what I'm going to do? It's this. This doesn't flow in the same direction. I know why I put it there at the time, but it doesn't flow in the right direction. Whereas if I did something like this and then Oh, that's a bit awkward, but you know what I mean. Then something like that. I'm going to narrow this in a bit here. That's not bad. Makes me want to bring this in a bit more though. Which makes me want to change the angle of this. Right, do you know what? Sorry. Okay. Actually, why not this? I think I can live with that. I think, ish. It's not the original idea, but it does kind of go with the, again, the story. Let the map tell a story. Right, all these spawns are out of the wrong places now. Can't get to you, can't get to, oh, I can get to you. Can't get to you. You ideally should move. So I will move you. And I'm going to have to dig a hole. Going to have to dig a hole, but we can get there. Alright, there's that. There's the spawn gone. Right, let's pop these spawns back down. Probably don't need that one now. This one. There. Then one in here. And one in here. I think that's more pleasing, and we will use foliage to make up the difference. Right, let's set the speed on full so we can see just how good or bad this is once it sells. Right, so 2 scoops. No idea what you mean by that. Snoozeby, wish I could stay. Unfortunately, it's already 3:30 AM. Oh, dang. Yeah, go to sleep, Snooze. Go and have a snooze, Snooze. Also, the corner wall near the tower you adjusted is slightly floating. Ooh, I'm going to go and have a look at that. Let's go do that now. Thanks, Snoozeby. I would have found it, probably. The corner wall. Let's have to slow the simulation down. Simulation back down. It's slightly, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Is it this one? Do you mean this one? I don't know what you mean. I don't know that it is. Oh, Oh. Oh. Yes, it is. Well spotted, Mr. Snoosby. Or Miss Snoosby. I'm assuming Mr. Because I'm assuming genders. I like assuming genders. It really upsets people. It's because of the terrain, I think. Can we fix... Will the terrain... No, it won't, because it's not the terrain. It is actually some form of... Alright, let's do this the simple way. Choose everything. Click. Align to terrain heights. There we go. And it's still floating. What the... I can't be having that. Hang on, let's see if... It is floating. Why are you floating? Who gave you permission to float? Right, and you? Who gave you permission to float? Well, that has fixed that. Thanks, Newsby. You just saved me a star. Okay, right, we'll go back to this and we'll pop this back in manually because we don't want to have any smooth connections. We just want the right angled jink. You goes there. Okay, right, what a spot. It's a mister. Thanks, Mr. Snoosby. Fell asleep to one stream, wake up to another one. Yeah, there won't be too many more of these, you know. I say that. Where are we? Hi everyone. How much did you miss? Not much. Not much. I've done a little extension on the side of the castle because I was looking at the castle. It just didn't feel balanced. Now it feels a bit more balanced because we have an extension going into this layer ground here. We have a fake extension going out into this. That's not a fake extension. This area here. And I think this will tie in once we get some foliage around it, making it look like it's a little bit overgrown and on its way out, you know. So now I said, assuming we've got this river system now looking okay, I think I can go with this, you know. I think we can go with this, calling it a river system, the former river delta for this area. I think I can live with this. So this is now just waiting for foliage to make it come to life. So the waterfalls we did this morning, they are now looking about as good as they're going to get until they actually get their extra foliage. I'm going to do the Sunset Harbour thing. We're going to try and put some tuna into our ocean. That's the way of doing it. Hiya, random. Tuna in the oceans. That's what we're going to be doing now. Let's get rid of this. Thanks, Mr. Motorbike. There we go. Right, so here's our... This is our fishing map, which was done... excuse me. Without knowing what it was going to look like. This was just from the underwater detailing that we do. Who's clicking the heart button? Who's clicking the heart button? Own up to it. You're doing it again. Oh, I feel so loved. I don't really. Okay. Now, to get tuna, the pink areas is the deep water. The yellow areas is the shallow water. The pink area is the shallow water, which is moving. And the purple area, a little bit in the middle there, you'll see, is the deep water with the deep water, which is moving. What we need is we need more purple. And we're going to do that out here on the edge of the map with some water spawns. what's going on out there. Why does everybody want to run a diesel engine right outside my window while I'm streaming? They have absolutely no consideration. Also, they're trying to work, so we should let them. Right. I'm not sure exactly how much effect these are going to have. So what we'll do is we'll just pop down, I think 3 in the rough areas. If I go back into that fishing map, so we have, yeah, one large area here, one large area here, one large area here. So what we ideally would like is just a coverage of tuna in these areas. Not a huge amount, just enough so that people can say, oh, and there's tuna on his map, you know. So that's the intention. So what are you doing? Got like energy fields. This has got a what's the word? It's like a minion with force fields, or a psionic minion. That's what that is, with the brainwaves emanating out. It's fine. Right, okay, we're going to put up a few more down and see if we can't get this whole thing, about 2 more in there. Now, because of the way that these spawns work, you don't want to put down anything too large, because if you do, you get a very, very visible dimple in the water. Like here, I mean, we just pop these down, so we are seeing some dimples. Can we get that? There we go. We are seeing some dimples at the moment, but once the water that's been displaced settles down, because these are quite small at 0.2, they may not be visible, or if they are visible, it's because you're really looking for them. Right, let's have a little look at... Oh, it's another little mascot. My mascot for Bonbon Island came from the fishing map. Hello. Hello. My name's Mascot. Never mind, sorry. What's going on here? This is an ink blot. It's a duck. We have a duck. I suppose we should put some down around this one as well, shouldn't we? Alright. Ooh, blink, 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 blink and you miss it. I have no idea what I'm doing at the moment, but we're going to have some fun doing it. What am I doing here? Come on, click the fish. Click the fish. What is going on now? Right, okay. We'll settle the camera and we'll let this sort itself out using the benefit of high-speed trickery. Alright. So those dots up there are very much separated, or are they? These down here are separated, so we need to get a few more, just a few small ones scattered in these areas just to bring it all together. Again, I don't want to do a one big one, because if you go one big one you get a huge dimple and it's rather unattractive. So I don't really want to do that, but let's try that. Over here we'll try that, and this one feels like it needs tying together. Okay, back to the fishy screen. And the high-speed camera. Off we go. A psionic minion. What's that? A BonBonB while looking at his map. Hello! I'm a psionic minion. Hang on a second, right we go. It's very hetitu, meaning hearth. I have no blood tests, to be stabbed, and they tried 3 times, couldn't get any out of me. They told me to go home, drink a litre of water, and come back in 2 hours. So I did that, and then it was 5 more stabs, and they finally found a vein. To tell you what, it's a good thing I'm not a heroin addict. I won't be able to get it in my system. Right, I think this corner is going to be our main patch for tuna. Looks like we've got to have distances around this kind of range. So I'm going to just going to smatter this area. Good word, smatter. Don't get to use that very often. Right, so that's that. This one here, probably something a little bit similar. And this one over here, different shape. Right. That truck. Sort yourself out, mate. He's reversing and coming in and reversing. Oh, I don't know. Right, where was I doing? I was doing a little bit of fishing map. Oh my god! Have I gone too crazy? We'll soon find out. Don't mind actually if it's too crazy. Nice to have a bank of it's going to take a while to settle down. Right, so Lord Zizu Lord, I'm going to call you Lord Ziz. Hi, how you doing? You having a good evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are, depending where you are in the world, things will vary. I'm looking at this. It doesn't look like it's going to settle down. This is going to be a very busy corner. I kind of don't mind that, although it looks like it is settling back. This dark line coming back at us. We did displace a lot of water there with ours. There we go. Let's see. If that is how it's going to settle, I really don't mind. That works for me. That's good. That's good coverage. This is also good coverage. That is good coverage of water. We butchered it. We put fish in the ocean. There wasn't fish in the ocean. And the fish have displaced the water. I quite like this. There we go. As fishing maps go, I think that is usable, right? Oh, bouncing around with the camera here, but I've got no camera control at this speed. We'll come back and have a look at the fishing map a little bit later on, because we'll just give it a chance to sort itself out, won't it? We will have some flooded tunnels, of course we will. That'll take a while to sort itself out. No worries. I am very close. Oh, there was one other thing I needed to do. I am very close now to starting on the trees. Very close. It's the next job but one. And the outstanding job is actually with resources. So we have the 3 sorts of resources on the map. Well, there will be 4 with the forestry. And that is, we have oil in a big block here. On the up by the mountains, and it's all the elevated plateaus. The lowland areas right by the rivers, that has the fertile, and then over here right by the mountains again, we've got a quarry in the middle of it. That is the ore. Now, have a little look at the textures. You can actually see where the textures end. And the textures kind of, well, because they've got the ridge running along here, you don't really notice the break in texture there. I don't mind that at all. Over here, there's a slight difference between these two, but that's fine. That's fine. But the fertile, because it's running down the river basin, it seems really weird to me that the fertile land doesn't extend down to here. So that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm just going to pop the fertile resources along the last of this river here. Brush strength right the way up, because why not? So that will even do the island, and then I'm not sure how much, probably about that much. We could push it all the way up against the railway, but I don't feel that's a good idea. I may have come a little bit too much in, something like about there, maybe. I'm just going to take out the corner of that. Right. I think that works. Now I'm looking at this, the river basin. It does seem odd that this is ore. So I'm actually going to remove the ore from here. I am on the ore. Remove the ore. I'm going to replace it with fertile because it makes more sense. Makes a lot more sense. Just along the river valley here. Yep. And coming back the other way with this. Back up this way. I think this is going to be the last job before we start tree painting. Wow. I'm actually very worried. As I mentioned before, it's my weakest skill. And that's why I did that particular almost hour-long tutorial video where I was basically self-learning. That's what it was about. It wasn't teaching you, but if you learned something, then we are all winners. That, I think, is better. It means we've only got a tile and 3/4 of ore. I say only. I don't really want to encroach into this area for ore, because then it means splitting. We do have ore out of the 25 tiles though, so I guess there's more to play with. While we're here, how's our fishing map's fine, isn't it? Let me know. You could fade the fertile so it doesn't end abruptly. I could try. I don't know, but the problem is with the textures. Sometimes, like with this one, the sand texture doesn't like to fade at all. I managed to get the sand texture fade under the ocean, but that is by the depth. That's not actually, if we go under the ocean, you can see we actually had sand coverage over the entire ocean floor. That is done entirely with underwater terrain as a trick, because with the sand it's quite a hard line. There is no real fade. Let's have a look what happens with the, we could try it. Let's have a little look. We could try it. Let's see what we can do with the, no, I've just clicked on forestry, which means we're going to wait a moment while the game tells me I've used 569 trees. Well, there you go. Useful information. I'm running out of trees already. Okay, let me go down to a lower strength brush. I'm actually going to do that. Actually, let's do it over here so we can just delete without affecting the work we've done already. So maximum brush strength, like so. 75% brush strength. 50% brush strength. 25% brush strength. Honestly, I don't really see a difference. I mean, admittedly, I have gone over it several times. Let's do the whole thing again, but with one brush stroke. One brush stroke only for each. So, 220 is about a good width. So, 330. 1. Down to 75. 1. Down to 50. See if there's a difference up against that. I'm not seeing a difference there at all. And then come down to this one, 25. Okay, let's try a 14. It's really hard to see. Sort of like the 25 level, it's possible to spot a difference. All right, we'll do that. We'll do a little 50%. Little smudge along the side there. There we go. That's a bit softer. I'm sure that's not made too much of a difference. Okay, let's have a little look. We have a softer edge, really, don't we? There. I'm going to take this out just because it's untidy in the top-down view. Brush size down. All right. There. And back into the resources. Are we 100% again? We should be. And back to this. That's better. There's a few dots. How did I miss? How did I miss? Oh. That's one dot. Not that it really matters again, but I just coloured that one there. Right, let's get it right in the middle of the screen. Right in the middle of the screen. Right, there's no question I've hit that really hard. I'm not even going to try. It's fine. What we got over here? We've got a dot of oil. Oh, we can't have that now. We cannot have that. There we go. Right, so where were we? If nothing else, doing that has made the map more interesting. If nothing else. That's all good. Right, where were we? Where were we? Tree painting. Oh, hang on. I've lost myself. Oh, blimey. Okay, too bad you couldn't have whales, dolphins and sharks. I could put a whale in, but it wouldn't load up for anybody who doesn't have park life. But it's not a resource Feels a bit too blocky. It's supposed to be blocky. It feels a bit too blocky. What, the map? I'm not retooling this map. All right. It's, oh man, what are you talking about? I know what you're talking about. So yeah, these steps are meant to be like for fantasy style builds. I've taken out the straight lines, so when you're building it's not obvious that these are straight lines. But yeah, I mean, I could smooth. Problem is smoothing them out to make more pleasing lines is going to take away a lot of buildable space. Anyways, blocking. I'll give you blocky. Give you blocky around the ear. I could not have been able to resist doing trees along the way, just like painting a scale model before you finish it. I just have to do the painting along. Just go, well, everybody's got their own style. Okay, everybody's got their own way of doing things. That is the suspense that this series of streams really have for me. Oh, bless you. You enjoy farming in Skylines? Good. Good, good. Everybody's got a favourite thing to do. You can fade the photos. I've done that one. Textures in this scene have been loaded in the editor with no editing or transparency. Yeah. Trees are coming now, basically. Nice trick. Open any info panel, then open move it. You can now paint resources trees with the info panel still open. Open any info panel, then open move it. You can paint resources with the info panel still open. Okay, let's try that. Open any info panel. And then open move it. No way. No way have you only just taught me something new. That is just rude. That is just rude. I don't like you. I don't like you at all. I never have. I don't think I ever will. Coming along here, teaching me new things. That is... Oh, hang on. Let's... No, that's because that's cliff edges. Let's come and do these areas. Thank you, random. Thank you. Oh, man. Yeah. You can tell who spends more time in the map editor, can't you? You can tell who's worked out all the tricks while building maps that are totally insane. You know the ones. Like the one that looks like a web page. Absolute lunacy. I don't know where he gets his brains from, but it's definitely not my side of the family. Because we're not related. Hey. Yeah, these are bizarrely permanent dots. We have some permadots. And then we have the all there done. Done, 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 done. I think that looks very nice. Okay, I know there's the argument for offshore oil. Maybe I will. Alright, maybe I will. Maybe in the hut. Probably should do in here. And then this area here. Not doing it now because I keep saying trees. I keep putting it off. It comes from Cities, so thank him. I'm not thanking him. What has he ever done for us? Other than like make our lives brilliant. Very useful when pacing. Oh yes, the one that I've not opened yet. Oh man. Right. Okay. A bit of a scratch of the head, and each of the back, and straighten my shirt. Okay, we are going into tree mode, and there's going to be a few of you that are going to be scratching your heads as to what the heck I am doing. So let's accept the best tool for tree painting, the best mod, sorry, for tree painting is Forest Brush Revisited, because it will allow you to put together not just one brush but a whole bunch of brushes like here This one is Bonbon Island. It was the ash and beach mix. So cannot build on water. So if I wanted to, hang on, brush size. You might recognise that mix of trees from Bonbon Island. I don't, because that is not an ash. But I don't know how these have snuck in. But the other than the pink trees, these trees here, you look at that going, oh, that's a tree mix from Bonbon Island. It's absolutely correct. Now let's get rid of that. Make sure we get all of them. All gone, right? And you can make as many mixes as you like, which then you have the sliders for the size of the area you're painting, the strength of the area that you're painting, the slope limit, the slope limit, and the density. So with that one, we push the density right the way up. Same, look how dense that circle is there, as opposed to if we bring it all the way down to say 21, and the density is much lower. So there's a whole bunch of things you can do. You can even have auto density. Got different brushes. I mean, frankly, it's an amazing tool, which means one thing and one thing only. You just know that I'm not going to be using it. And I have a very specific reason for that. And it's the way that my brain works on this one. So let's put together, well, let's choose a forest brush. Oh, I've just hit the wrong key. Let's go with that one. There we go. So the ash and the beach. I don't know what that third tree is. Right, let's just do a sweep like that. That I am looking at going, well, that's great, but what I would like is I've got to find these trees. How about I set up a new tree mix? I'm going to set up a new tree mix. This will make it easier for me to find what I'm looking for, right? That's my plan. Okay, that's all cleared. I'll take this thing up to the top. So the tree mix, juniper, medium eucalyptus, and this Angophora by Pidelmo. We're going to have those. Oh, hang on, we need a new tree mix. Create new brush. This, and this. We'll have the junipers at 50%. We'll have the medium eucalyptus at 75%. And the Angophora at 100%. Right. So you do that. And that's how that mix looks. Looks very, very nice. But then what I want to do is around the edges, I want to have, I don't know, fewer of these. So I have to tweak that down. And then that's the same tree mix, but with fewer of those around the outside. And then you've got to tweak the density, and there's all the tweaking, and all I've done is I've covered this one little area. I want to be in more control than this. I like having more control over each tree individually, almost literally individually. So let's first of all make sure I have deleted all the trees. That's the wrong button. This one here, I just want to see if we're still on 569. We're still on 569, right? So there's no there's no missed trees. That's good, because I don't want like one custom tree breaking my map. So that's good. So what I'm going to do is I've already selected the trees that I want on this map. That can go now, and they are over here in the palette. Now the way I'm strategizing this is, the areas that I need trees are going to get the trees first. You would imagine it'll be over here, because the this river, I've already said, is going to be quite densely forested, but it's also out of sight. It's out of the 25 tiles, it's out of sight. So I'm going to leave that till later on in the detailing process. these winding rivers here, they deserve some tree love. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally use move it to copy and paste one at a time. 500,000, no, 250,000 trees. No, we're going to go with some of these. I'm going to start. Oh, blimeys, eh? The other thing is, with trees up against the water, you know what I'm like about trees in the water? Oh yeah, they've got their trunks on. It shouldn't happen. There's no reason for it. So by doing this, I'm guaranteed there won't be any trees in the water. And then it'll be like, you know when you had your colouring book and then somebody would colour inside the lines for you and then you would colour up to the lines that have been coloured in for you. Stopped you from going over the lines. It was easier to not go over the lines. This is basically what I'm doing here. I'm making it easier for me not to actually overlap and go into the water. So we've got a whole bunch of these going on. This is going to take more than 10 minutes, right? I thought I'd let you know, just in case you're wondering. But it might be quite pleasing to watch, I don't know. Because for the first time in this build, things are actually happening. Things are actually happening. I'm a madman, BonBonB. Well, only for, you know, when I get to the areas that want forest, you think I'm going to be doing this? I'm really not. I'm really not. But these are effectively, these are detail areas. These are fairly, mind you, you're calling me a madman. Look at some of the stuff you've made, Random. Look at some of the stuff that you have made. You are the definition. You're a loony Italian. That's what you are. Oh, crazy. Crazy. Said that, but waving my hands in the air as well, which is quite impressive given that I've got one finger on the shift button and one button on the left click button. Right. Right, so oh, a few down here. And a few down here. Around the edges. That's why BonBonB Island took so long. 25 hours making the map. 150 hours doing the tree painting. Oh, love it. Love it. Now, bear in mind, I won't be here for long tonight because I have tomorrow's Cities Skylines 2 o'clock to record. Well, not record, but to edit. And that is not going to do itself. And so far, I have done, other than recording the audio with Sean Builds this week, I haven't actually done any editing at all. So I've got plenty to crack on with there. Yeah, I did get you, Random. I did. Playing the game, not. Hang on. Oh, hang on a second. What's going on? Bye, Random. Who? Who's going? Hang on. Did somebody go? Oh, bye, Diego. Even. Oh, you got some motivation to paint trees. I don't know. Hang on. Where are we? Yeah, good trick from Random there. I think I'm all caught up with. Does anyone know why my rail line is highlighted in grey? No. Is the answer to that. Highlighted in grey. It's got to be a mod. Got to be a mod. Lay the tree down in layers. Oh yeah, we'll I mean, I will. I'm more than happy to use the copy and paste technique as well, where necessary. Where necessary. Is there any more down here? There is, isn't there? There really is. Let's do all these little oxbows first of all. This is just step one, by the way. You do know that there are more trees that go around these. This is just the very first of them. If I was using a tree brush, I'd have to have about 4 or 5 different trees in the brush in rotation. I wouldn't necessarily get the right one in the right place. All right. I was being the good bonbon last night, as some of you may have been watching the stream, and I was talking about I've got a friend who's going through a bit of a hard time. Yeah, it's been more than pretty hard in the last 24 hours for them. So I've been very much on call for that. As if you can't be on call for a friend, what can you? What you know? Why do you exist? Why do you exist if you're not there for the people that you care about? Oh, now we have some flooding, but these are being placed as willows basically, so they don't mind being right up against the water. This is their existence in my brain, in my map build, and how I imagine them to exist. They are right there, overhanging the water, looking rather dally, right? Don't know what that means, but I'm going with it. Right, along here. It seems like 24/7. High five, full. Seems like 24/7. That's just map making. You know what it's like when you're making a map. Making the map is 24/7. I just happen to have the streaming software on. But the only effort that I've made really is spending a few seconds taking the screenshot for a thumbnail. Right, you're coming along here. Ooh, blimey. I must remember to have some dinner tonight. Oh, it was so funny at the docks. Right, so they're taking my blood. And I asked them a simple question about why did you need like a second blood sample so quickly? They took one and then they needed to see me again within like 48 hours for another blood sample. Yeah, am I okay? Am I dying? What's going on? I've got visualizations of you tipping over the container and spilling my blood all over the floor. Why do you need to see me again? Anyway, they went through. I won't go into the details. But it basically means I have got 2 bits of dietary advice. Right? Now, please roll with me on this one. 2 bits of dietary advice to stay well and stay healthy and prevent my blood pressure going through the roof and all the usual middle-agey type things that us boys have to cope with, right? We shouldn't really complain. There's nothing compared to the poor women, right? Oh, look at that. That looks purty. Looks so purty. Right. So, 2 bits of dietary advice. Dietary advice number 1. I need to eat less. Sorry, I need to eat more. Get it right. Leafy greens and tomatoes. I need to eat more leafy greens and tomatoes. The second bit of dietary advice I have is I need to eat less leafy greens and tomatoes. That's correct. I need to increase my intake, but I also need to eat less of them. How am I supposed to achieve this? It's just like, what? Oh, I don't know. Something to do with potassium. Anyway, yeah. How? What? I just don't know. I'm not even going to try and understand. Can I just continue eating how I'm eating? You know, it's not like I eat like 14 bananas a day. And while I do like a plate full of potatoes, I don't cook them that often. I'm too picky and lazy to cook them. I'll just happily make a salad, which is why I'm eating too many leafy greens. But also, not eating enough leafy greens. Oh, I don't know. You have to love these medical types that know you better than you do. What have we got there? That's the U. It's my favourite vanilla treat. This one, is it the U? I'm not entirely sure. It might be. I'm using it as the U. Even if it's not the U, I'm using it in context of being a U. No, not a U. A willow. Not a U. Yeah, I'm using it as a, because it's got this large overhang. So it just kind of like reaches over the water a little bit. Although I'm not going so tight to the water that it. But yeah, I am using it basically as a willow, so that it can like line the rivers. There's going to be quite a few of them, because I've got quite a few rivers. I don't know if you noticed. Quite a few rivers on this map. Every single tile in the 25 has access to water, which is quite a lot of water. What speed am I running at here? I think I was going on speed 3. Yeah. That's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's going to be grosy. Grosy? I meant rosy. Not putting any along the cliffs. I'll just leave them for texture purposes. And then we'll just do every now and then do a little cluster. Maybe moving half of these later when I find that I don't like where I painted them. But you have to put something down. You have to get, if you don't put down something to get started, it's all the theory, and it just maybe will not work when you try doing it. And up there. Coming along nicely. As opening salvos go, which is basically what we have here. An opening salvo known as botany. Where's this river going? Oh, alright. Alright. Who put that river there? Why did they make it so long? That's pretty nice. Along the edge here, and along here. And down here. And a couple here. And maybe a few here. And there. Following the shoreline. I think. Yeah, it's looking all right. We'll flesh these out in a minute. This is just tree number 1 of a whole host. Again, once you get one area done, it really encourages you to get on and make everything else up to the same standard. We've got you here. And eat a ton of those one day and none the other. That's the way of doing it. Yeah, it's a nice model. Has a covered a large area. Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, it's a way. Yeah, have the one day on, one day off. I'm not quite sure how my kidneys are supposed to deal with that. But we could try it. Right. I think that river there, that river system there is about done. Let's push down this way. And a few in here. Again, I'm trying to be inspired by the terrain a little bit. If it looks rocky, just for no reason, no tree goes there. Time 7:30. Right, I'll do another 20 minutes of this, and then I'm gonna go and get myself some dinner, and then I'm on editing duty. Hopefully we'll get 1 million views on this week's show. I don't believe it, but hopefully. Really jealous of this old gamer and their success on their last video. I mean, it's well deserved. It's such a good video. I keep saying it to people. Yeah, just go and watch it. Just go and watch it. Even if you don't feel that you need to. It's proper entertaining. Really well done. As City Skylines videos go, I think it's one of my favourite of all time by any creator. And it just so happens that he happens to be a friend, you know? So yeah, you could say it's bias, but it's not. It really is just quality work and well worth taking a look at. Where am I going here? Oh! Guess what? I think those last few can go. I'm going to save myself some trees there, because we're getting down there into the industrial inverted commas area. Police car, sirens and BonBonB Bingo players. Right, we need one of those again. Thank you. We'll work back up the other way now. Right, now this is, we'll actually mark them together like that. And connect a couple of those together like that. They're not connected, but you know what I mean. Fake connected. And probably a few here, like. There we are. There you go. Does that look pretty now? I think it does look pretty now. I'm looking at this river going, it doesn't look so pretty on the other side. We've got to go up the other side now. Anybody know how many trees I've used? Anybody counting the clicks? No, me neither. It's fine. We've got plenty of trees to play with at the moment. Just have to make sure my forests aren't too dense. Plus, I'm not planning on actually putting many trees in the middle of the map. Where we have all the buildable areas, I'm planning on keeping them pretty sparse. Because I think most people actually want that. You want a pretty map, but you don't want to be deleting trees to be able to achieve that. Right. Just a couple in there, a couple in there. Maybe a small selection in there. Another motorbike. It's quite a way off that one, but still could hear it. Moving along nicely. Right, we'll change the foliage because we're moving away from the river's edge there. And we do have this island. Excuse me a second. Okay, back with you. I was looking through some of the other streamers on the Cities Skylines Gamescom. Was it City Builders in the Skyline or whatever they called it, up in the crane and the Cologne. And much to my delight, I actually found one of my favourite YouTubers. He's not known for City Skylines. He's better known for Civilization. And those of you that like your Civilization will already know I'm talking of Potato McWhiskey. Really, really love that guy's work. Top creator. And again, his stream was by far one of the better ones in my opinion from the Gamescom. It was somebody playing the game properly, you know, not trying to memify stuff. Come to the meme channel and say, yeah, I don't want to see meme stuff. Yeah, I get it now. I get it. How are we doing there? That's looking all right, isn't it? I think. We'll put a few in around here. Yeah. Anybody watch Potato McWhiskey? 2,871. What, me? Well, it's been a few moments since. I think I might have gone beyond that. Let's have a little look. So, forest resources. The tree count at the moment is 2,270. Yeah, you're maybe I haven't gone beyond that. Okay. Can I drown the city in port? Epic video meme. Yes, indeed. Most of the things I saw I disliked. I hope it would be better when. Yes, there is that. There definitely. And what was I looking for? Move it again, aren't we? Come on, can we have one of those? Thank you. Yeah, there's definitely currently in that beta phase. Yeah, any roads that aren't on the grid are definitely suffering from the curse of Cities Skylines 1. They do not like zoning on curves, and I can understand why they don't like zoning on curves. There's a very good reason for them not wanting to zone on curves. Perfectly good reason for it. But there's got to be a solution. And just ignoring it is not the answer. You know, let the modders fix it. Well, no. How about you guys fix it? It's something that we want. We want to be able to build on curved roads without it looking really stupid. Do you know what? I'm probably not hating this too much. I know it's cliff edges, but I've got to have some trees up this way, and I think we can get away with some out of its natural biome. Now here we have a whole bunch of space. A whole bunch of space. Yeah. When we get to the next stage, get past the initial river lining, we should be able to make some quicker progress with some tree brushes. But right now, I think we need to continue in this vein. Right. Around here. About another 5 minutes or so, and then we'll wind this up today. Because I am hungry. I'm going to have myself a big plate of leafy greens with potatoes and bananas. With a tomato for dessert. Screw you, doctors. Screw you to hell. I want my tomato. Give me a tomato. I say tomato. No, I don't. Never have. Well, I did just then, but only for comedic effect. Right, so all coming together. All together now. One of my neighbours is a takeaway store, but they do roast meat, so it's not a fry up. They don't do burgers, they just do roast meat, and they get a delivery from the butchers before they close, and then somebody comes in, puts it in the oven overnight, so it slow roasts overnight. Anyway, they thought that somebody had stolen one of their racks of meat. I mean, they get big old racks of meat delivered, right? What? So they checked with the butcher. The butcher's going, no, we definitely delivered the right amount. And they checked the fridges, and they even asked me if I could check my CCTV, see if I could make out anybody sort of escaping with a big rack of meat. And I said I'd do that in the evening. Anyway, the boss comes in, really concerned that he's lost a rack of meat, and they haven't lost it. It's in the oven. It's like, why did nobody look in the oven? It's the first place you look. If you're running a kitchen, surely the first place you look after the fridge or the freezer or wherever is the oven. It was absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, he turned up after the staff had left, and he's like, I come down special, and the first place I look, it's there, and they're in panic mode going, we think it's been stolen. Stolen? How about looking in the obvious locations? Dang fools. Oh, I don't know. I gotta love them. They're my neighbours. And they look after me. They really do. Anything that's left over at the end of the day, sometimes I get a little plate full of something. I'm not complaining. I like a bit of meat. I like a nice plate of meat. Especially when it's free. Oh, okay. How are we doing here? We're doing okay. We're doing A-okay. Making good ground. Making good ground. Up here, we'll do a few down this way. And then you get a little bit of a rocky patch, so we'll come along here. And come along here. And we'll put a few in here. I see Paramount Plus. Anybody here got Paramount Plus? I see they are releasing an updated Quantum Leap. Has anybody here seen it? Does anybody know if it's any good? Obviously the magic of the original show will be different, if not completely lost, because you know, Sam and Al, you can't beat Sam and Al. Here, what you've got it. Have you seen, or is it the other thing? I've seen ads for it. Maybe it's not been released yet, but I would be very curious. You haven't, yeah. Shame, but if you do, don't watch it special for me. All right, just if you've got no intentions of watching it, or if you don't even know what it is, there's always that as well. You do know Quantum Leap, I'm assuming. One of the, if not for me, best sci-fi TV shows ever, because it's so different. It is so different. It is about the story. It's not about the how can we capture the Romulan princess and I don't know, whatever. Oh, you do. Good. Yeah. Yeah, it's not about war. Yes, there is conflict, but it's moral conflict, and it's just quality show. I really hope that the remake, the reboot, is, I mean, just even half as good as the original. I appreciate they'll make some changes. They'll need to. So, like I say, but songs, you know, some of the new Star Wars content, like the Mandalorian, not the retired Mandalorian, but yeah, the Mandalorian and Rogue One. You know, some of that is better than some of the core content. You know, like the episodes 1 to 3 specifically. So I'm, yeah. Oh, and also also 7 to 9. Let's not leave 7 to 9 out of these aren't as good as the original. Some of them are alright. actually all kicking in, and I have now hit the 20 minutes that I said I was going to do. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to do this bit of river, and then I'm going to quit for the evening. Because I have jobs to do and food to eat, and I don't know. There might be some sport on the radio for me to catch up on. Might be some breaking news for me to get my head around. Might even be some housework, because there always is. And plus I need to check up on my friend, make sure that they're okay. Haven't heard from them today, so let's make sure things haven't gotten worse for them. And if they have, that they're coping alright. Very, very worried for them at the moment. Oh, lovely, 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 lovely. We'll do a tree count in the moment as well, just to see how we're doing. We are very early on in this phase. But yeah, these trees are going to be joined. I have to come back and do the entire river stretch again, but with alternate trees, so that we can actually have a mixed biome. It's going to look really good, because I'm going to make sure of it. We are plopping trees, and Kiki, you won't believe this, but we are also about 30 seconds away from saying that's it, because I am done. I've got tasks to achieve, but in terms of river lining with my equivalent of the yew tree, sorry, not the yew tree, the willow. It's not a willow, but I'm using the yew as a willow. We have lined those bits there. Let's check to make sure that hang on. Are we seeing any bumps in the water? We're not seeing any bumps in the water. There's no turbulence in the water. Well, a little bit of very light turbulence right at the edge. You're not Snoozeby. You're not Snoozeby. You're absolutely right. Snoozeby was here earlier. It was 3:30 in the morning, so they went to bed. Quite rightly so. So anyway, we've got all that going on. Let's spin the camera. Get you all dizzy. Yay. Let's now do this and this. So that is the balanced fishing map now. I'm good with that. That's got all the colours. Nice and strong. Tree count at the moment, at this early stage, is 3,000. So I've got 247,000 trees available. I should be able to do this well within that, I feel. Because, like I say, these areas over here, I'm not really planning on doing anything at all with trees. Certainly going to be nothing along the main canal. It's only when we get into the plateaus there'll probably be a little bit of light detailings, dustings around the edges to bring the plateaus in. We're definitely going to have forests going into the mountains. That's where I think a bulk of the trees are going to be. A lot of trees in the valley over there as well. Got some tree detailing to do with the waterfalls to make them pop, but we're working up that way. I do want to get some trees in here as well, the hidden railway connection over there. But yeah, we've now got the first of the trees. The map is going to start springing to life. I mean, this just jumps, doesn't it? The map is going to start springing to life. I'm loving it. So, right, anyway, I appreciate your company, everybody, tonight. How long have I been on stream tonight? Coming up towards 2 hours, which is plenty. In fact, it's probably an hour more than I intended. But it's so easy to get lost when you're map making. So easy. Time just flies away. But yeah, I'm going to cook myself some dinner, set everything up, and then do me Cities Skylines 2 o'clock edits. And we've got those mountains I've clipped out because of the distance draw. Let's move in a bit. There we are. The islands in the foreground matter less. So yeah, I'm quite happy so far. And we'll do more tree plopping. Hang on, when am I next on? Hang on, I've got to think about this. There's a chance I might be streaming tomorrow morning. Saturday mornings is when I record the chart show. So there's that. Plus any late edits that I need to add into Cities Skylines 2 o'clock. Sometimes that carries over. So the chart show isn't a huge task. It's an hour and a half of my time. But in the morning, it's only about half an hour. Unless I want to do the full sit down. So unless Cities Skylines 2 o'clock takes up too much of my time tonight, I'm going to be streaming more map making tomorrow morning. So look out for that. Enjoy my tomatoes. Random, I effing hate you. You're just the worst. Oh, you guys are so good. You're my favourite community on the internet, you know. Yeah, mind you. I mean, you're the only one that matters to me. Anyway, I'm going to disappear. Have a great evening, everybody. I've been BonBonB. Oh, you have hit the like button, haven't you? Just checking. I've been BonBonB. You've been very, very welcome. And I will, of course, see you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.